everyone, we are going to be doing the tutorial today for the flower fabric pen embellishment. So what you will need, this is from the February Silhouette Life inspiration box, and what you will need is you'll need the fabric that came with it. I think I'm going to do mine just in gray, partially because I already have it Terreal Magicked. But you'll need the fabric, you'll need your Terreal Magic, you'll need some sort of adhesive. I'm going to use a glue gun, so I have mine out. You'll need the pen, and then tweezers are helpful if you have them. You'll also, of course, need your cutting mat to cut out the fabric on. So once you have all those materials gathered together, you'll want to Terreal Magic your fabric. So watch one of my other videos to see a full tutorial on that. But really what you need to do is you need to spray it until it's all soaked. Kind of wring out the excess and let it dry. That just helps stabilize the fabric a little bit more compared to non-Terreal Magicked fabric. So that way it's easier to cut this. So Terreal Magic your fabric, and then we're going to do the screen part so you can see what to do in your studio, and then we'll go ahead and cut it out. So have the tutorial pulled up. I have the tutorial pulled up over here, and then I have my design studio open here. The design that I have open right now is from the Google Drive file over here. I'll show you. I just found the fabric flower template studio, downloaded it, and opened it. But in the tutorial, you can see she shows you exactly how to make your own. So you just come over here to the draw an ellipse, and you just draw one, and then you draw a second one, but you're going to replicate it. So we're going to find the replicate bar, replicate, which is going to be over here. So replicate. This is the replicate bar, and we want it like this. Ah, that's cool. Group the two ovals together. So we're going to go over here, object, group. So now they're grouped. And then use the third icon for rotate copies. And watch the magic happen, then weld your new flower together. Look at that! That was way cool. Object, we need to weld it. Modify weld. And now you have a flower. That's really cool. So then you just make them bigger or smaller so you're stackable. She added a small circle for the center of her flower, but she didn't actually need it, so I'm not going to cut it out. So that was really easy, you guys. That's a really cool trick. So I'm going to get rid of that because I already have the sizes she suggests. I'm going to leave it just like how she sets it up on the mat because I have a full sheet of fabric on mine, 12 by 12 cutting mat. I am going to do one, so make sure you change your settings to that. Cut border is on, we're good there. So now that your fabric is treated with the Terreal Magic, it's already on my mat. I'll show you when we do that video. And then we're going to do fabric thin. So let's see if my computer will load. Fabric thin, she already has. So we need 3, 5, 33, and 1. Here's my tip. I realized I have a fabric blade. So I'm going to use that, and I'm going to tell you how it works because I can't set the like the length of the blade with a fabric blade. So we're going to test that out, but if you have one, watch this before you try it so we can see how mine works. We may need to switch over to the normal blade, but I will let you know. So let's get our mat set up, and then we will cut this out. Okay, so here's what I have. I have my fabric blade. You cannot change the depth of it as far as I know. If you can and I don't know, tell me because I'm always open to learning new things. My mat is not sticky enough, so I used painter's tape around the edge. One thing I learned on a previous project is make sure you're careful with the painter's tape because it got caught in mine, so I tried to do where it was not hanging over the mat as much. So then I'm going to load it into our machine. Load cut mat. Everything else looks good. And then I'm just going to click send. And once it's done, we will put together the flower. Okay, so my machine did not like that. I think it got stuck on the painter's tape. I'm not sure. It was making funny noises. So I unloaded it. I took off the painter's tape. And I'm going to set it to cut in the middle. So it's still sticky right here in the middle. And I know that kind of ruins my piece of fabric. But I'm going to see if that will work. My machine just has a hard time cutting fabric right now. And it tried to cut up here. And so I'm going to see if it will work in the middle. And then I will let you guys know, but wanted to give you that update. That also did not work. It was moving the fabric all over and I couldn't get it right. So I'm going to try one more thing, and then if that doesn't work, I'm switching the blade. But I took a little square of fabric and I taped it really good on there, and I put it on a sticky part of my mat, and I'm hoping that this will work. So I'm going to send it in, and then I will let you know what happens. But let's cross our fingers this one works. Okay, once again, that did not work. So we're going to try it again. The things I'm trying right now are the normal blade at the right settings, and then I used a different type of tape. I'm wondering if that will hold up better. It also might just be time for me to get a new cut mat. So I'm going to leave the video on so you can see what happens if it messes up. So we're just clicking send. Cross my fingers, you guys. Let's see what happens. Please, please, please. I'm holding down the fabric to help. Oh, this is working way better. Okay, except now I don't know if it's the blade or the tape. But if you're having issues, try those things because it was not cutting at all. I'm wondering if it was my fabric blade, just because you can't really mess with the settings and it's maybe used to normal fabric, not like Terrio Magic fabric. So that's my only thought. But we will now assemble our flower. Okay, I'm really struggling with this project today. I pulled it off and realized that it didn't cut through my fabric. But I can see the line where it tried to cut, so I don't want to send it back through. Just because I had so many issues and I can't line it up exactly the same anymore now that I took it off. So tip and trick to those of you that haven't done it yet, don't pull it off until you can tell or till you test it to make sure it cut through. So right now I'm just following those little lines and just using my fabric scissors to cut out little flowers. So it'll be a little bit less precise and a little more rustic. That's okay. So I'm just going to cut these out. Make sure you got your hot glue gun heating up or whatever type of glue you want, and the rest of your supplies ready, because then we can just assemble and we will be done. But I just got to finish cutting out all these little ones. Just got 2 more, and then we'll put it together. So now we are ready to assemble these. So I have them laid out in biggest to smallest, so it's easy for me to remember. I got my hot glue gun, and what we're gonna do is we're gonna put just a little bit of hot glue in the center of this one, and then I'm gonna pinch it like she does in the tutorial with her tweezers, if I can figure out how to do that. That way, just until it's dry, that way we have a little bit more room to make it look like a flower, a little more volume. So I'm just holding it with the tweezers on the bottom until my hot glue dries. Then we're just stacking them. So I'm just waiting for this to dry. I'm going to pull off a couple of the hot glue strings. I probably should have cleaned up the edges of my flowers a little bit. That's okay. Alright, so it's not totally dry yet, but I don't want it to be like super together. Okay, so there's that one. Then we're going to stack them and try to be, I don't know about like how that went, so I'm going to try to, like, you can just peel off the hot glue. I'm going to try it again, but just with a smaller dab of hot glue and just using my fingers to kind of just pinch rather than, I feel like I was folding. Maybe that's what word I was looking for. So if you want to use your tweezers, you could use them on top this time. Okay, so then I'm going to take this one and then put just a little bit more of a drop on the bottom. And then I'm going to line these up so the petals aren't right in, they're like in the cracks of the flower. If that makes sense. And I'm going to kind of try to bend this one too, just to give the flower a little bit more volume as we go ahead and stack up. If that makes sense. So I'm pulling up all the strings. That's one thing I hate about hot glue, is you find strings everywhere. So we're going to do the next one. And I gotta line these up. And then I want to pinch this one more because I feel like it needs a little more volume. But I moved my flower. Ah! Alright. So then, we're getting there. Then for this next one, get the string out. I'm going to do the same thing. So I'm going to start by kind of pinching it, and then my flower will kind of sit right in that little bit of a pinch. And maybe I should have pinched it more at the beginning to kind of set that volume, but I don't know, I feel like you can kind of play with it and fan it out a little, however you want it to look. And then my top one's a little weird. I cut this one a little strange. That's okay. So then I'm going to line this one up the best I can. My flower's a little lopsided. I'm going to put it in here. And then I'm going to pinch. Just kind of pinching fully in half to see if I can get some more volume out of it. And then, yeah, that looks pretty good. And then just going to kind of play with it. So now that you have the flower on it, and this is where peel off all the strings or the glue that you have. So now we have our little flower, which in the tutorial, she definitely got hers to be fanned out a little bit more, so that's probably from pinching more in the middle. You can see hers has a clear pinch. I might just put an embellishment or something. I wonder if I have, give me 1 second. We're gonna put something in the middle right now, rather than waiting. Okay, I just discovered I have a sphere lack of embellishments. So we're gonna kind of pull together a little leaf. It doesn't really match, but for the sake of what I'm trying to show you, we're gonna make it work. So I'm just putting a big old glob of glue right in the middle because it has one of those little things I don't want to peel off. So then I'm just setting that down into the flower. So now you have this little embellishment in the flower. You can kind of fold up around the glob of glue I just did to kind of give you a little more volume up here. And then, I just glued my finger to it. Then you're just going to glue it onto the cap. So I'm going to put some glue on the cap or a pin, and then I'm just going to stick it to the bottom, and I'm going to hold it till it's dry. And then we will have our pen. And this one was a struggle for me, but once you get it, I'm sure the next time I do it, it'll be easy peasy. So then we have this nice little cute flower embellished pen cap that I'm going to keep in my craft desk. So let me know if you have any questions. The link to sign up to the February box is below. Subscribe to my channel to see the rest of the tutorials, and thank you for watching.